What's going on, guys? Blame Truth here. This video is going to be a doozy. No idea how long it's going to be. If it's a long one, and it probably will be, I just want to apologize. That's what he said. And, I don't know, man. I got a lot I want to say. I got a lot I want to get off my chest. But before we get into the meat and potatoes, I've gotten a little bit of criticism. I've gotten a little bit of pushback because I don't play Black Ops 6. I get that it's kind of a valid criticism. I'm complaining about something that I don't want to play, but I've played enough of it to know that it's a giant pile of what's the word I'm looking for?
Horse shit!
I don't want to play it. I don't think that is a controversial opinion. I think it actually gives my opinions more weight. I'm not playing it. I'm not getting mad at it. I'm not like deleting it and reinstalling it. I'm just checked out completely. However, I do see your point. I need to try out the new season to see what the fuss is about, to really drive home the shit factor. I need to play the new season. So I decided to do just that. And what I'm going to do is give you an unedited account of that before I get into the topics I want to cover today. If you want to skip this part, by all means, please use the timestamps in the video description. For anyone that says I ramble, I don't get to the point or whatever, use those fucking timestamps and shut your fucking mouth before I slap the herpes off your lips. All right? They're there for a reason. ADHD, TikTok brains, hit those timestamps up, all right? But I actually meant to record, and I have like NVIDIA Shadow Play on, I meant to record me initially booting up the game and getting, I can only describe it as sexually assaulted by the advertisements, the black cell, the battle pass, the cutscenes. It's actually better than it used to be. You used to have to sit through those 2-minute long cutscenes no matter what. Now you can skip them. But unfortunately, my game crashed. I loaded into a match after waiting what seemed like forever for the match to start and matchmaking to work. I loaded into the match and I checked my scoreboard and right hand to God, my game just crashed. I didn't get like a crash report or anything. It just like closed. It was just like Windows said, no, that's enough. You can't do this. We're exiting out. So I don't know what that was about. So this is my second attempt at booting up the game and trying to matchmake and find a lobby and whatnot. And I'm showing you this for no particular reason, just to show you the new season Black Ops experience before I get into the problems, the fanboys losing their mind over statistics, yada yada. I mean, there's a lot I want to cover here. I have so much I want to cover in this video. But let me just show you the live experience. Let's start it, okay? So keep in mind, this is after the game has already wasted about 5 minutes of my life between the update requires restart, the preloading of the shaders because I'm on PC, the fact that I join a lobby and then it crashes, the matchmaking time it took to get into that lobby. I decide I want to check out the store just to see what garbage they have in front of me today. And yeah, this looks like, I don't know, man, David Lynch's version of a Toys R Us. It looks abysmal. I don't want to purchase anything. In fact, I want to get out of here as soon as possible because I can feel the estrogen in my body rising the longer I sit here. So we're going to just kind of mess with the options a bit, and then we're going to exit out of this store and get into the actual matchmaking. It's been a while since I've been on the game and really checked out stuff. I'm kind of overwhelmed with the amount of options because I'm just trying to like check my network info without displaying my IP address all over the screen because that's something that happened in the initial recording. But I digress. I wanted to display that because the first match I was in felt absolutely horrible. And we're going to get more into that after we matchmake. But right away, I'm like, all right, let's play something that's not sheer brain rot. I don't want to play Nuketown 24/7. Firing Range 24/7 seems awful. So I'm going to pick Kill Order because that's a game mode that I played like once ever. So I'm like, that's like the special game mode for Black Ops 6. Let's play some Kill Order. Sure, why not? I didn't think it was a bad game mode, actually. I just thought it was kind of a bad game mode to put into Call of Duty because no one acts as a team or plays the objective, but it's not a bad game mode. It's pretty cool, actually. So without further ado, let's just sit back and enjoy this matchmaking. I'm going to be quiet for a bit, and we're going to just kind of take this in. We get to watch this lesbian walk around. Let's do it. Okay. Yeah. We're doing it. We're matchmaking. Damn, this is loud. Who decided to put this in, by the way? Like, why does this auto scroll and make this noise? Pretty loud. Yeah, it reminds me of a faucet dripping endlessly, or one of those people that lets their smoke alarm just beep over the mic. You know, it kind of sounds like when you throw holy water in Castlevania 2 for the NES. All right. I can't take this. That's enough. Let's hope this solves it. I think if you move this around, it stops making this awful noise and stops auto-scrolling. I think I'd rather listen to my only infant child puking to death than listen to this horrible sound they put in. That's pretty dark. I apologize. I take that back. Let's not dwell on that one. Let's continue on here. Anyway, we are still waiting. Yeah, we're still waiting. I understand that this isn't the most popular game mode. I get that most people are probably playing Firing Range or Nuketown or Stakeout or a bullet train shaped like a penis map 24/7. But I just kind of want to play something that's not pure brain rot. You know, I just want to play something with maybe a little bit of tactics, but it's apparently just me and 20 other people in this playlist. I actually back out of the Skyline game and had to research. I'm going to spare you that next search, but that Skyline game, even though I had low ping, like 15 ping or whatever, it just felt choppy. It felt like I was playing underwater. It felt terrible. So I'm just going to quickly move into this game where I have 56 ping, but it feels way better. I don't understand why that is. But this whole season apparently is giving people a lot of issues with not only performance, but connections as well. So go figure, man. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but it's something I do want to cover. So playing this, it's just the same old slide around like you're greased up with Crisco gameplay that, you know, it's like riding a bike. I'm going to shoot the HVT here, and of course, none of my team are anywhere nearby because playing as a team, who the fuck cares, right? This is Call of Duty Shoot a Man 24. I've lost count on how many there are at this point, but who cares? Just play selfishly. I get the HVT at least, so I get a little bit of a health bonus and stuff like that. Now, what my team should be doing, if they weren't just colossal dumb fuck paste eaters, would be to watch my back and make sure I stay alive. Unfortunately, upon this kill of this guy right here, I noticed that my aim assist just turned completely off there. Not sure what that's about. That's another complaint I've been seeing on Reddit and stuff like that. I mean, that's something I've experienced since I started playing this game, so not sure if that's something new or if it's just ramped up. You know what? I just really don't care at this stage. I get my low-end streaks here because running high-end streaks is a complete waste of time. Even if you get them, you know, you're not guaranteed they stay in the air. They're pretty easy to shoot down and avoid, so why bother? Just run the UAVs and like a SAM turret. I do think I have a chopper on for when I'm feeling extra spicy and I want like 2 kills from not my gun. I get down here, I have one teammate watching my back. The rest of my team are at the back of the map, doom scrolling TikTok and reloading their vape pens or something. Not sure what they're doing, but they're not helping out. So I check the scoreboard and everyone's just terrible or they're not doing anything or whatever. It's pretty much a dead even match as well, so that's always fun. I love coming back after, 2 months away from playing to having my engagement be completely and utterly optimized by this algorithm disguised as a video game. I died to this guy in this little balcony, and you know what? I've had enough. I don't care. I just don't care. The game is boring. I haven't used that in a while, but it is. I have no desire to play it. But there, I played Season 3. It sucks. End of story. I want to nail Phil Spencer to the fucking cross. Wait, that's my outro line. I have more I want to say here. Let's get into the meat and potatoes, though, shall we? Let's get into the real nitty-gritty that I want to cover this video. All right, guys. So where do I even begin? The player counts. I do want to cover the player counts now that the dust has kind of settled over the weekend launch of Verdansk, because there's no way to spin this. And I promise you, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm not grifting. I am just pointing out a statistic fact. And when I did this, I noticed on Twitter after I did it, like so many Call of Duty fanboys came out of the woodwork to defend the fact that Verdansk simply has not moved the needle. Now, before I show you these numbers, I want to reiterate here, I want to make it very clear, crystal clear, in fact, that I think the Verdansk update is a good one. I don't play Warzone, but I'm smart enough to know that the update is being well received. I'm smart enough to know that the update is definitely a step in the right direction. It's not perfect by any means. They are recycling something from 5 years ago. I don't think that's deserving of praise because we have been clawing. I mean, not me specifically here. I'm not in the Warzone sphere, but Warzone players have been like screaming from the mountaintops about what they want for the past several years. We finally got an inkling of that with this new Verdansk update. I am very happy for you. I hope you guys are having a great time playing Verdansk. I really am. Cross my heart, hope to die, stick my pecker in Bobby Kodak's eye. All right? I love that everyone is having a good time for the most part. That is not what I'm here to talk about today, though. I'm here to talk about the fact that Call of Duty and Activision have burned so many players that they're simply not going to get them back no matter what they do. While this is a step in the right direction, I'm ecstatic that you guys get to have fun on Call of Duty Warzone yet again if you play that game. This is not what I want to discuss. I want to discuss how Activision simply cannot get people to come back to this game and how this really did not move the needle whatsoever. And I need to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. And thankfully, we have direct comparisons to make here in regards to Steam charts, which is the only data we have. I'm sorry to keep referencing them, but Activision has hid the numbers since Call of Duty Ghosts shit the bed so long ago, and more people stayed on Black Ops 2 than played Call of Duty Ghosts. So ever since then, they have been hiding the actual hard data from us. Luckily, Steam makes them. Steam makes them show the player counts. Steam makes them disclose that they use AI to generate assets in their game. Oh, isn't that sad, though? Isn't that sad that to be on Steam, they have to disclose this stuff? They can't just do it and be upfront with their player base. And that is exactly the point I'm kind of making here. They have fucked us over for so long that players are sick of it, and they're not going to come back no matter what they do. To add on to this dishonesty, I'm going to roll this clip from my buddy Nero, who is covering how Activision, at least on Reddit, is actively censoring any talks of cheaters. Yes, cheaters are still in Warzone. I don't think there's as many, but the problem is still not contained. And I'll just play this clip.
This in my previous video, but again, it seems like Activision and the Call of Duty subreddit moderators are hiding the fact that cheaters are all over Verdansk right now. Not only have they been removing any videos showing cheaters on Verdansk, but if you search up keywords like hacker or cheater over on the COD Warzone subreddit, you'll see that videos and clips used to be posted there all the time, but if you search for clips within the past week, there is literally nothing. I don't think enough people are making enough of a stink over this. Like, the moderators on Reddit are literally censoring people for posting clips of cheaters in an effort to shift the narrative away from the cheating situation to, oh my god, Verdansk is back, we're so back, we're all having fun, right?
I'm sorry to say this, but you cannot hide stuff from us for the past 5 years. The dedicated Call of Duty superfans, which I would consider myself that still, despite being so critical of everything, and I think a lot of you guys watching are in the same boat. You simply cannot hide this stuff. You simply cannot cover it up and expect us to just blindly follow whatever you say, remain loyal, and still play the game. Stop covering up the stuff the fans deserve to know, Activision. All right? And speaking of that, that is a great segue into today's video sponsor. Do you know what else has been covered up? The insane health benefits of cocoa flavonols, the compounds found in cocoa that boost nitric oxide, improve heart health, and regenerate brain cells. And if you've been playing Call of Duty as long as I have, you need all the brain cells you can get. And regenerating them is a very good thing. Before you roll your eyes at this stuff, check out this clip from Harvard scientist Dr. William Li, who actually backs this up.
So, studies have been done to show that the flavonols in cocoa stimulate stem cells to come out of your bone marrow like bees in a beehive in your bloodstream, and they go out and they find wherever it needs to be repaired. If it's in your heart, they'll fix it. If it's in your liver, they'll fix it. If it's in your skin, they'll fix it. And so we can eat foods like high flavanol cocoa in order to be able to actually get the stem cells to work a little bit better. Now, how do we know this actually functions, it works in people? Well, clinical studies have been done with high flavanol cocoa to show that in like men who are in their 60s with heart disease, they could actually just have 2 cups of dark chocolate hot cocoa a day for a month. Yeah. And they doubled the amount of stem cells in their bloodstream, and their circulation improved measurably. And then what's even more important and impressive is that there was a study called the Cosmos study that was completed recently that showed that eating high flavanol cocoa decreases the risk of cardiovascular death.
Yeah.
Right, over a period
like a statin.
Like a statin, right. Exactly. Except made with by eating the same thing that you use to make chocolate. So we're not telling people to go out to have chocolate, which is a confection, which has got a lot of sugar and all kinds of other stuff in it. Yeah. But it's the stuff underneath it, the core of it.
Flavonols are the good stuff found in cocoa beans, but they're usually destroyed during the chocolate making process. That's where my long-time sponsor, Black Forest Supplements, comes in. They have created the first ever high flavanol cocoa powder packed with everything your body actually needs, and it's only 20 calories. I mix it with my coffee or with my protein shakes, and it tastes amazing. This stuff can boost your body's natural stem cell production. Hollywood elites drop $50,000 on placenta stem cell injections. That sounds terrifying, but it's true. You can just drink cocoa powder and get the same benefits without selling your soul for it, though. My guys at Black Forest Supplements have you covered with a high flavanol cocoa stem cell and nitric oxide deal. 40% off promo for 48 hours. And if you click my link in the video description or the pinned comment, that benefit promo will already be applied. That's right, 40% off for the next 48 hours. Hit up the link in the video description or the pinned comments and get ahead of your competitors with science. All right, guys, welcome back to the video. Let's cover these player numbers, shall we? At nearly 5 p.m. EST on a Tuesday, the 24-hour peak hasn't even broken 100,000 players. Now, I covered this yesterday, and I covered this over Sunday. The Sunday peak was actually quite good. It was 138,000 concurrent players peak at one time. While that is good, that definitely is not setting the world on fire. I mean, especially when you compare it to the launch with Black Ops 6, when you compare it to the launch of the game on Steam again with Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 when that came out. When you compare it to these two things, this number really is not that impressive. And then following that is just a drop in players that is quite concerning. I understand that Call of Duty players play more over the weekend. In fact, Call of Duty fanboys were the first to inform me that the reason they lost 33,000 plus players in a 24-hour period is that every single Call of Duty player works 24 hours a fucking day on a Monday, apparently. The amount of It's Monday I got in my mentions was astounding. What's funny is we've lost about 7,000 more average players from Monday to Tuesday. I assume Monday's worse. I mean, we're making excuses at this point. So many people are just making excuses for the billion-dollar company. I have no idea why. I don't know if Activision's paying them. I don't know if they're just offended at, like, statistics. Like, does hard data, do numbers just upset them? I don't really get it. But it is 100% an excuse. Yes, losing some players due to it being a weekday is expected. Losing like 45,000 people, which is almost half of your player base today, is a little bit concerning. And I just don't think that people are going to stick around to check out something we should have kept, never even lost 5 fucking years ago. Tell me what I am telling a motherfucking lie, viewer. Please, I will wait. If I am wrong here, please tell me that my logic is not sound and that I'm insane or something. I mean, if we look at Counter-Strike 2, for example, these peaks are so close to one another, I could put a mattress over it and sleep there. It's so flat. Does Counter-Strike 2 exist in an alternate reality where Mondays don't exist, where weekdays don't exist? It doesn't matter the day. People are on the game playing it. If we look at Counter-Strike 2, or it used to be CSGO, if we look at its like growth over the past decade plus, it's truly impressive. It really is. I'm not a Counter-Strike player, but I respect it. Guys, we gotta stop making excuses. I understand that a lot of people really want Warzone to continue being good, and that's great. But we have to be honest with ourselves. It feels like, and I'm not kidding, it feels like I'm one of the only people that will back up everything I say with data anymore. Everyone's just pulling shit out of their ass. I didn't mean to become a data YouTuber. I've been making fun of data.
Oh, the data. Won't someone please think of the data?
I've been making fun of that for the past year. Activision loves their skewed data. I am just giving you guys the hard numbers. I am trying to get to the bottom of this. I'm not being biased about it. I'm not. If Call of Duty tomorrow breaks like 200,000 players on Steam, I would be like, okay, this is great. Like, it's working. The Verdansk Warzone experiment is working. But I am just calling a spade here, all right? The numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at Sacrifice, Smojo. Anyway, the saddest part about all of this, the saddest part about this already kind of failed Verdansk experiment is that it comes at the cost of, guess what, viewer? You're probably used to this by now if you've been a Call of Duty fan for the past 5-6 years. It comes at the cost of the full price yearly release game. Black Ops 6 this season might just be the worst season of any Call of Duty in history. It's so bad that they are making it free for a week. I'm not kidding with that. They made the game free for 1 day, free trial for 1 day on April 2nd. I looked at the player numbers on Steam charts on April 2nd. I'm pretty sure they actually went down. Absolutely no one gives a single solitary fuck about Black Ops 6 in April. No one does. The only people left that care is the zombies community, and they are getting screwed right now. I'll get into that in just a second. But boy, oh boy, do I have something to show you. I mean, look at this. I walked into GameStop. This is my photo. This is not off of like Reddit or whatever. I walked into GameStop and I noticed that Modern Warfare 3 is full price, while Black Ops 6 is $20 off. And I thought back to when Costco also sold Black Ops 6 for like $20 straight up, like a month after release. Black Ops 6, guys, I understand that it sold well, just like Modern Warfare 2 sold well, but the player retention is so low, I just don't foresee anyone coming back for this year's entry, this year's Treyarch Black Ops 7 entry. There's no way. There's no fucking way. I mean, this is abysmal. They're giving the game away for free for a week. Cheaters are going to run rampant, by the way, for the next week, so have fun with that. But aside from that, like, where do we go from here? What does this season have to offer? There's Firing Range, which is it's a good map, but like it's apparently the playlist is nothing but sweats. SBMM has completely ruined the game. Console players can turn off crossplay with PC now, and that's just going to be a number that grows and grows until PC inevitably just dies as far as Call of Duty is concerned. Maybe not on Warzone, but on the full price, like, $70 entry every year. Yeah, that shit's done. It's over. More and more people are going to do that. And I would test this for you guys. I would go into matchmaking and actually test this. But as far as I can tell, the icons, which tell what platform people are on, are still broken. 6 months into the game's life cycle. 6 months into the game's life cycle. It feels like this game's been out for 6 years at this point. Oh, God. I need a beer. The new Zombies map. Like, Zombies has been the one thing keeping people kind of interested in Black Ops 6, but the new map is super problematic because there is a game-breaking server-side bug on Call of Duty's end, which is knocking thousands of people out of Zombies. They cannot play the new map. I wish I was making this up. It's still yet to be fixed, what, like 7 days after the fact now? Treyarch are aware of it, but there is no urgency, clearly. And I mean, guys, if you look at this Reddit thread here, this stops people from playing Zombies entirely. They cannot play anything. I don't understand how this even happens. I don't think anyone except maybe Milo is really talking about it as well. So I'm going to put it in my video, hoping that you guys see it and it brings more attention and more eyes to it, because it is complete and utter bullshit. I understand that things happen, but like, the fact that this has happened for 7 days straight, Zombies fans cannot play fucking Zombies at all, let alone the new map. That is inexcusable. We paid $70 for this game, guys. And I don't even know if this will ever be fixed. I mean, if you guys did not watch my video before the game came out about how always online is going to completely ruin COD Zombies, do you believe me now? Can we admit that I am right yet again? I will link that video at the end of this video in the end screen. If you want to check it out, I would highly recommend it, so you can see that I'm not a prophet, I'm not a soothsayer, I'm just a man with some common sense. And it seems like common sense is nowhere to be found in the entire Call of Duty community anymore. No one thinks always online Zombies, especially when you're playing single player and just by yourself, is a horrid idea. I've seen so many clips of people lagging out, getting screwed over by the servers lagging, on-demand texture streaming, making the game look like garbage. I can go on, but it's clear that this does not work, and they're going to keep doing it no matter how good the Zombies is. I don't think it's very good this year, if I'm being completely honest. Sorry. But no matter how good most people think it is, you are at the whim of their terrible servers. And when they take these servers offline or something happens to them, you can't play Black Ops 6 Zombies. It will not work. Straight up. In closing, Season 3 also seems to have some performance issues, and I've seen more talk than ever about just the servers being terrible, like the lag is just abysmal, and it seems to be a combination thing, and honest to God, it would not surprise me if they took a lot of these servers from Black Ops 6, these like premier servers, and just put them on Warzone, because that's their bread and butter now. That might sound like a conspiracy theory or whatever, but from what I've seen, so many people have been complaining about it that it's a possibility. I'm actually losing my voice, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a long one. If you did enjoy, drop a like rating. I'd really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. Ring that notification bell. I'll catch you guys in the next one. And I want to give a last ride to Bobby Kotick through the top of the Hell in a Cell. Peace out.